Hello, Tyler Bryden here. I hope everything's going well. Excited to be preparing for my first ever visit to Portugal, to Lisbon for Web Summit 2022. I've never been to Web Summit. To me, there's like 70,000 people there. Seems like it is sort of like Collision, same relation, sort of Burning Man for tech nerds, which Burning Man arguably is for tech nerds as well too in some cases, but overall super excited. It's sold out. There's going to be 70,000 people there. Talk about, you've got some stats here: 900 speaker, 2,000 startups, 1,000 investor, 25, 300, all the good stuff. We are currently part of the Techstars program, and a lot of connections between the Collision conference. I've created a playlist on this and shared a bit of that experience, and this conference at Web Summit in Portugal. Web Summit has 70,000 people. Collision was 35,000 people, which was already an overwhelming amount, but that's okay. We'll see how this goes. And, it looks like I haven't gone as deep as I would like to, but looks like there are some pretty awesome speakers, lots of good things taking place. What I'll do a quick look on here now, check if this is worthwhile. Let's take a look at the official trailer here.
We've seen ideas grow. We've seen communities come together. We've seen the rules challenged. And the world changed. The connections forged. The achievements made. Looking back, it's an incredible story.
Rooms like this are full of people that see technology's potential to improve lives.
Here at Web Summit, we have so many doers, more people who just have a voice that people want to hear.
We are all growing. That's what makes the Web Summit such a good place.
One way that democracy dies is that people believe that their vote doesn't count.
The status quo does not have to win.
We're living in an era where facts are under assault.
Every human being deserves the dignity of the truth.
People are courageous, and they should never have to decide between their careers or their freedom.
Do not be silent. We are the change that we have been waiting for.
Activism comes in all different shapes and sizes.
We want to have a better future. We want to have a future.
Now it's time for hope. We must fight for that hope.
It's a long journey, and we're just at the beginning.
It begins here at Web Summit.
Okay. Hype. Excitement, enthusiasm, all this good stuff. I mean, all events have this hype. I find that there you can feel it. You can feel it going to it. There's this rush of momentum of people, of connections. The question is, can you make value out of that conference? If you're, in this case, we're spending money, we're flying over there, we're booking Airbnb, and that all adds up. And so that investment, that are you making? Are you getting that return on investment? And I think there's lots of ways to do it. And I talked about, how to sort of get value out of Collision. And, as I reflect back on it, it did. Lots of inspiration, lots of good things there, but I still don't think it was the best execution of it. And so I'm hoping that can be a different case, maybe at Web Summit, and have a different experience there. But it's also coming up very hot, and I don't have that much time to prepare. So we're going to see how that goes. So Collision, I keep saying Collision, but Web Summit started originally in 2009. Patty Cosgrave, and that's who was there at the Collision event in Toronto. Got that one right this time. They've got quite a network of it, and it's evolved over time from there was like a small gathering in Ireland and Dublin, and to then in, what's going to happen this year in Lisbon with 70,000 attendees. Over 800,000 people altogether have attended Web Summit. So as I mentioned, sort of global events. They've got Rise, they've got Collision, they've got another one in Rio de Janeiro, I believe Mexico. And I've just got a couple links. As always, you know me, I love my links. Instagram, the Collision conference that I shared. Twitter, if you want to follow them on Twitter and sort of keep on. I'm not following them, so I'm going to do that right now. And then, as I mentioned, that Rio de Janeiro version. So there are all the speakers listed. The Collision Conference had a really nice application where you could connect and see what's going on. I'm guessing they have the same experience. It seems like it's a very software-enabled event, and that isn't going to change in this case. There's lots of good speakers in here, so you can look at the speakers. You don't need to have registered for this. You can also look at the schedule and shift through your priorities as from topic perspective, the tracks that are created, and sort of identify the path to making the most value for you. I think a lot of people would say that there's a lot of value in the conference, it's actually the aggregation of all these incredible people in the same city. And often it's the sort of side conversations or the after events and the parties where a lot of connections are made, a lot of good stuff happens. So I believe that. I saw that at Collision. I also did experience that sort of transaction-like nature of it when there's so much investment, such a short time period, and so many people trying to maximize that. So you're talking to someone, you have a good conversation, and it's like, hey, this is a great conversation, but you're not helping me achieve X, Y, so I need to move on. And that's part of it. I think that's part of a conference like this where people are investing big money and have quotas and things that they need to get done. Super, super interesting experience that you have as it. So couple, quick notes I thought that were super fascinating is I'm Canadian, so I have this passport that allows me to go into Portugal quite easily. But my partner Monica is coming, and then my business partner Vatsil is coming, and they had a really difficult time dealing with sort of the Portugal consulate to get in. So I recommend if you are going to do this in the future, get in advance early. They got an appointment. We're waiting for the final pieces coming. We're hoping that they're going to be on those plane with me. It's going to be very sad to go to Portugal by myself, and I'm hoping I'm not this lonely man standing on a beach. What we're going to be doing, and if you don't know much about Lisbon, basically we still booked a little late because it all came together. The conference is happening right around here, I believe, at the Altus Arena. Let me see. Actually, I'll pull that up. Let me pull this up. Altus Arena Web Summit. And so it's like deep in the heart of Lisbon, and that's like a very very big city, a beautiful city, one that has had quite a storied history. I've been reading and watching videos up, but you've got the actual Altus Arena here. 20,000, so big conference. So that, and then we're actually staying pretty far away. We're over here. If I zoom out, I believe we're all the way over sort of in this area here. So we've got like a 15-minute walk to the beach, and then we're going to take a car and rent it and do some drives up to Sintra along the coast. And then there's about an hour and a half sort of bus ride to the actual event. And so we're going to be there for 9 days. The event is about 3-4 days. And while we're there at Web Summit, we're going to be exploring and having a good time and hopefully seeing some amazing stuff in Portugal. There's some like incredible sort of museums and history and lots of great walks that we're going to be doing. So as I, prepare for Portugal, it's not just Web Summit, it's to maximize that experience. And in that, I do think there is, challenges. You're thinking these trade-offs of like this travel, these costs, is this worth the money, the time, the conflict with the other meetings and stuff that you should be having, the time zone change, all of that. We've got a dog that we're needing to get babysitting. That's scary enough. But overall, there's some incredible things to do in Lisbon. If we can execute right, I think the actual Web Summit itself can be a wonderful experience where we meet lots of people. And because we're going with Techstars, there's a lot of great opportunities there. I hope you have a group that you're going. If you're Canadian, send me a message. There's a Canadian WhatsApp group, and there's actually a Canadian meeting, an event that's happening before. And overall, I would love to hear, are you going to Web Summit? If you've gone in the past, any tips, any recommendations? If not, why? And ideally, if you are going, would love to meet up, would love to connect, doing the best to sort of make all that stuff happen in a pretty short timeline. We're leaving on Friday here, and we'll be back the following week, and we'll have maybe some good insights, some good things to share by then. But overall, you've got links, you've got lots of good stuff around Web Summit. Thank you, as always, for being a friend of me, for checking these videos out. If you like this, comment, subscribe, blah, 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 all that good stuff. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.